Hi, everyone, and welcome again to Advanced Pro University. As Daryl mentioned, today we're going to be discussing automated Excel order importing. This is a very powerful technology that can be used to link Advanced Pro with other programs and technologies you might be using to take a customer or vendor order or customer return and bring those orders into Advanced Pro. Now, previously, we've dealt with the process of formatting the spreadsheet and performing a manual import. Today, we're going to be covering how to set up the automated process so that you can import automated spreadsheets hands-free once you have an Excel or CSV file that's successfully able to import into Advanced Pro. So to configure this feature, we're going to come into Advanced Pro. You're going to go to Admin, Utilities, and up here in the upper right, we have Order Import. And the first thing that you're going to need is a schema to be configured. Now, a schema is what tells Advanced Pro exactly what it's going to be looking for in your XLS or CSV file. You can set it up from Load Import Tools. So here you're essentially naming off the columns and what information is in the columns in your Excel file that you're going to be importing. So you will need to set up a schema. For more details on that, please refer to last week's video. Now, the first thing you do here is you choose the order type and the schema that you're going to be importing. And then you're going to go ahead and click Enable Auto Import and Save. And when you do that, what's going to happen is Advanced Pro will create a directory inside of the Advanced Pro installation directory. You are going to need a time interval set for that. So what happens is in this new directory, a subfolder in the Advanced Pro installation directory, every, in this case, 15 minutes, whatever time interval you set, Advanced Pro is going to scrape that folder for files that fit the schema or format that you've set up for Advanced Pro to look for. So I'm going to go ahead and click this folder button, and when we open that folder button, we now have our subfolder. So this is in the Advanced Pro installation folder under Order Import, and then schema underscore your schema name. So in this case, we're using test, so it's schema underscore test. Now inside of this folder, we have three subfolders. We have failed, new, and processed. So new is where you want your files to be delivered. That's where your fresh file is going to be that's where Advanced Pro is going to look for those new files to try and bring into Advanced Pro. If it's able to bring the order into Advanced Pro successfully, that file gets moved over to processed. And if it's unable to, it's going to get moved over to failed. So if you're finding your orders aren't showing up in Advanced Pro for whatever reason, there might be something wrong with the way that these exports from your other technology are coming into that new folder. So go ahead and check your failed folder and see if Advanced Pro is rejecting them, and then you can start to diagnose why. So in Advanced Pro, we have some settings available to tell Advanced Pro what to do with the orders that get imported. So by default, these orders are going to come in as new open orders. Now you'll also see that we have an auto process order feature. So this is what this is going to do is it's automatically going to take that open order and essentially walk through the process order stage. So it's going to if you have stock for the items on the order, move them to a pick ticket. And if you don't have the stock for the items on the order, it will make a vendor order for those items. And then you'll see auto process vendor order. So for the vendor order that gets generated from this order that gets processed, it's going to go ahead and process that vendor order. So this way, if you're making a vendor order from some external technology, it can automatically mark that vendor order as received or as processed and ready to receive. Now you'll also see the option to allow duplicate order numbers. So if you don't have this enabled and Advanced Pro comes across an order number that is already used in Advanced Pro, a PO number, that PO number will fail the particular order that's being brought in. So please be aware of that. If you have any chance of having duplicate order numbers, you will want that enabled. Now, down at the bottom, we will see that we have an import button, and pressing this button will actually automatically attempt to run an import from that new folder based on your settings. And we also have a paper trail button here. So this paper trail allows you to see all the actions that have been taken by this set of import settings. And brand new in Advanced Pro 11 is we can actually then go and choose another schema and enable it as well, and it'll create a whole separate folder for whatever that schema name is with the new failed and processed subfolder. So that way Advanced Pro can be looking in that folder for files that fit that schema. So that's how you can set up multiple channels of automated order importing. Now, the last thing I'd like to discuss is what are some methods that you can use to get an export file into this installation folder. I'm just going to back this up just a bit. You have some questions to answer that's going to help you determine the best way to get these files into that new folder in your Advanced Pro installation folder. The first thing is your Advanced Pro server also your web server? So if you have a local Advanced Pro installation, you might actually be running a web server right alongside that's hosting WooCommerce or some other WordPress or other technology that you're going to be exporting your orders from. So if that's the case, it's going to be much simpler to move a file from your public HTML hosted file over into your Advanced Pro installation folder. You might use one of the techniques I'm going to describe shortly. Now, if you have a Advanced Pro hosted server, a cloud server, you might need to find some way of moving that file from wherever your web host is to your Advanced Pro server, and what that might involve. That might also apply if you have a local installation that's just not also your web server. Now, what are the export capabilities of the software you're looking to integrate with Advanced Pro? Does it have an export feature that's going to allow you to easily get a file into Advanced Pro that matches the way Advanced Pro looks for its schema? Or do you need something customized from that technology that's going to get you the reporting that you need? And if you are looking to achieve that, please feel free to reach out to our professional services team or your Advanced Pro advisor. We'd be happy to help you with that side of the process. It may require custom coding, so it's something to be aware of. Now, the next things here are a few different ways that you might be bringing that file into your folders. So you might use Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, or a similar technology. Now what these do is essentially create a folder that is replicatable across different computer systems. So if you are able to get it into a folder on one server that isn't your Advanced Pro server, or your local machine that is not your Advanced Pro server, you might use a Dropbox folder to instantly move that file from your home computer into a Dropbox file that happens to be that new folder within your Advanced Pro installation folder on your server. You might also use Google Drive or OneDrive. Now you might be able to get your software to send you an email of that particular report that's being exported every hour, every 12 hours, every 15 minutes. So you might have to configure your email server to go ahead and deliver that file into your Advanced Pro installation folder, and that's going to work great if your email server is also your Advanced Pro server. Now, there is one other technique I want to cover in a little bit more depth, and that's a command called mklink, or you'll see it referred to as creating a symbolic link. And what this essentially is you create a folder on your computer that is in two places at once. So you have folder A, and you can create folder B. So you might delete that new folder and replace it with this folder B using the mklink command. It is a command line command, but this is going to enable when you put a file in folder A, that file is actually already in folder B, and when it gets removed from folder B, well, it gets taken back out of folder A. So this is a very relatively simple way that if you're able to get it into one folder by default within your system, within your computer, to very easily move that file directly into that path where Advanced Pro is going to be looking for it in that importing schema folder, the subfolder for new files coming in. So this is one other way that you're able to bring those products into the correct, or those Excel spreadsheets into the correct folder. Now, for more information on MK-Link, please check out the great articles available on Microsoft's TechNet or on How to Geek. I should stress that a big part of this setup should be done by your systems administrator, and we do welcome consultation with Advanced Process Support to make sure that this is successful. Now, this does conclude our lesson today.